just give us an hour. I need to feel it, I'm gonna feel it. You make me come alive. I try to run away, but my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Clone, we're still lying in my bed. All the colors are dead inside. The whole world goes to black and white. The moon is falling, I hear you calling. My city is on fire. I hear a bang and my heart beats skips. Rock hard knuckles and easy checks. Where are you, baby? I'm still your lady. I'm gonna burn you down. I try to run away, but my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Clone, we're still lying in my bed. Bourbon moon hangs in the sky. My man has left with a golden smile. This is so funny, you can kill me, honey. I'm already dead inside. My body is an empty bottle. Come on, baby, just give us an hour. I need to feel it, I'm gonna feel it. You make me come alive. I try to run away, but my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Clone, we're still lying in my bed. All the colors are dead inside. The whole world goes to black and white. The moon is falling, I hear you calling. My city is on fire. I hear a bang and my heart beats skips. Rock hard knuckles and easy checks. Where are you, baby? I'm still your lady. I'm gonna burn you down. I try to run away, but my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Clone, we're still lying in my bed. And it's dead.
Greetings, friends, and welcome once more to another live stream. It is I, yours truly, Sumi Yellow, excited to continue with our journey through Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box. In the last episode, we got plenty of work done when it comes to our mystery, of course. We have discovered plenty of pieces of a picture that Chelmy had in his pocket, and we went through quite the journey to recover all of them. And unfortunately, one of them got missing in the end. But we can confirm that the picture was, in fact, the Elysian box. This elusive box everything involves around. Good afternoon to you as well, my friend. Hopefully everyone is having a fantastic Friday. And if that's not the case, well, of course, that's what I'm here for. Without further ado, what if we continue with our journey? Because last time, the place where we left it at was that...
Over here!
Oh. It says our friend Hamster has something to say. That might be because we've been helping him out with his exercises. I was not aware that our little guy could speak, though.
Oh, over here!
Oh, he lets you know where coins are. That is extremely useful, actually. But anyway, it seems like Chelmy has managed to capture the murderer. You're a tad lower than the game. That is probably kind of impossible considering the volume levels, but I'll see if I can lower it just a bit. That should be a little bit better. Let's head to the hotel. Good. Okay, let's get to the hotel. There we go. Mr. Layton, so glad you could finally join us. With you here, we now have every suspect in the murder of Dr. Schrader gathered in this room. A few days ago, renowned archaeologist Dr. Andrew Schrader was found dead in his London home. His murderer is still at large, but look around you. You could very well be sitting next to the culprit. A suspect? Me? What a nonsense. What reason could I possibly have to kill a man I don't even know? A bit slow on the uptake, eh? Mr. Beluga, every person in this room is after the Elysian box. That box ties each of you to our dead man, so there is no doubt that one of you here did the deed. I am sure putting this case together has been a triumph of police work, Inspector, so tell me, what facts have you unearthed then in these last few days? Now watch closely, Mr. Layton. This is how we unravel the mystery at the yard. You have my full attention, Inspector. Please hypothesize away. I first learned of the false sense through evidence obtained in the late doctor's apartment. According to his notes, Schroeder spent quite some time here in town researching the Elysian box. When I learned that he died shortly after returning home to London, everything became crystal clear. I believe our criminal first spotted the doctor when he was inquiring about the Elysian box here in town. Spying a chance to obtain the coveted box, the fiend followed the doctor to London and murdered him. Now that is a deduction worthy of London's finest. So, out with it then. Who's our man? Hold your horses, I'm getting there. To summarize, the culprit must be in two false sense before. What's more, this person must have had the ability to travel freely between here and London. Now, as we all know, only those affiliated with Military Express have that ability. And now all eyes turn to Mr. Beluga, eh? Well, turn them back. Mr. Beluga stated he was in London conducting business that day, and his alibi checked out. What? But if it's not Mr. Beluga? That's right. A murderer stands before us, and his name... He's gonna say it's Layton. Or Sammy? This fucking guy couldn't kill a freaking fly. What? You gotta be kidding me, man. I know Mr. Beluga ordered you to turn over every stone in this town to find the Elysium box. He worked you like a dog and you resented that treatment. So you decided you'd beat him to the punch and make off with the precious box. This is an outrage. Samuel, what do you have to say for yourself? I'm being framed. You're out of your gourd, man. Now I see why the box eluded me for so long. You've been holding on to me, Samuel. No, I haven't. I swear on my favorite leather trousers. Come on, Uncle, you know me. I'm a wild card, but I would never do anything as crazy as that. You have plenty of time to make your excuses later. From your cell, that is. Now come along. So the conductor did it. I didn't think he had it in him, but at least we can all rest easy now. Professor, do you really think Sam could have committed such an awful crime? Well, all we have to go in this is this single-tone photograph recovered from the doctor's apartment. Oh, so that's the Elysium box? Wow, very fancy. I like the cute goat design on the top. Oh my, Flora. Thank you, Flora. I knew something didn't feel quite right, but thanks to you, it's all coming to focus. Really? Do tell, Professor.
Oh, come on, officer, man. My only crime is rocking, and rocking ain't a crime. Yow! Let me go.
That sure was a quote, Sammy.
You come along quietly if you know what's good for you.
Just a moment, Inspector Shelby. I believe we've all committed a large and rather unfortunate oversight.
Can't you see I'm in the middle of something right now, Layton?
Where are you going with this, Professor?
No one here has ever seen the Elysian box that we've been looking for. The one and only piece of visual evidence we possess is this torn photograph.
And get to the point.
It's interesting to see that even now, Chelmy is still in his accuse everything without any evidence at all type of detective work. Not my preferred way of working, if you ask me personally.
The point is this, Inspector. The only person who could know what the Elysian box looks like is the suspect you're after. And it is this person who must have stolen the box in the first place.
Yes, and I've got the slippery fellow right here.
Ow! Take it easy, officer.
Don't tease me, bro.
Pipe down, you hooligan.
And watch the hair, will ya? Wow!
Sorry to disappoint, but he's not the culprit.
Score.
What? Stop talking in circles and get to the point, Layton. Who should be wearing the handcuffs?
Isn't it obvious? If the criminal does indeed reside in our midst, he or she would be the only one of us to see the Elysian box in person, which means the culprit. Must be you there.
What?
Flora? She has been acting kinda strange.
Inspector, look here.
That's the photo I dropped.
Indeed. This, for those who don't know, is a piece of evidence recovered by the inspector.
Okay, I can see why we would have this suspicion. The photo is missing one part and it makes it look like a frog. not a goat anymore. The fact that Flora said that it looked like a goat, it's what's bringing the suspicion into place. How do you know that if you haven't seen it before?
It's a photo of the Elysian box, and I have every confidence that this shot depicts the real thing.
So, this little knick-knack here is what started the whole mess? To be honest, it's a bit outlandish for my taste. What with the bizarre frog head on it.
There you go. Only someone who has seen the full picture or the box in person would know that's not a frog.
Aha!
I see you put the pieces together too, Luke.
Appropriate use of words, mind you.
Inspector, the emblem decorating the top of this box depicts not a frog, but a goat.
A goat? Not by my eyes, it doesn't.
That's just it. This photograph is missing the piece containing the goat's eyes. In its current form, the image looks like a frog to most people, as was the case with you, Inspector. Flora, dear, I believe you said the design looked like a cute goat, did you not?
Oh,
If that is your name.
Well, that clears things up nicely. If you say you saw a goat, that must mean you've seen the real Elysian box before.
well...
Who are you really?
It's hard your enemy, the master of disguise, once again, isn't it?
Well played, Layton.
Of course.
I'm sure you're very proud of yourself for seeing through my disguise again.
Again. We meet again. Don Paolo. Last time was Chelmy and now you're disguising yourself as a little girl. It's surely much more unsettling. Curse you, Layton. Curse you and the foppish hat of yours. Don Paolo. I beat you to the box and given a little more time, I have beaten you to cracking the secret. And of course, the heir's and fortune will have been mine. But that ship has sailed now. So you're the one who had the Elysian box all along. Another brilliant deduction from Layton's apprentice. Clearly he's learned from the best. But yes, you're right, little man. I stole it off that old fool while he was snoozing on the floor. The geezer probably caught a cold sleeping on the ground like that. Not that I care one iota. Snoozing? But Dr. Schroeder wouldn't sleep on the floor. Hey, wait a second. If you've been posing as Flora, then where's the real Flora? Oh, she's probably making a very small crop circles in that old dropstone barn I left her in. Or maybe she's just sitting there fuming because you bubblers didn't even notice we switched places. But I must thank you, you two dolts, for your help. You've given me more than enough information. The jig might be up, but the dance is far from over. I'm so close to unlocking the secret of the Elysian box. Now I need merely to take this box to the... Hold it right there, you scoundrel. Ugh. I've got a lot of questions, and you will answer them once I've escorted you back to London. Wouldn't it be kind of ironic if the game just ended with Paolo being arrested by Chelmy and that's it, and the credits roll? That would be pretty anticlimactic, to be honest. Don't make fun of the hat. Oh, that was extremely uncalled for. It's the attire of a gentleman, after all. Huh. Got you, you slippery devil. Oh, you meddlesome oaf. You have no idea just how slippery I can be. Ugh. I can imagine that statement is quite true if you manage to just fit into a disguise of a girl that's less than half your size. A little worm. Hey, fool. Did you really think a soft-bodied flatfoot like yourself could catch me? Also, for those who are familiar with this series, I have a question. Is Don Paolo the main enemy in every single entry of the series, or just most of them? Because this is the second time that he has pulled the disguising as someone else trick. So long, Layton. He's a reoccurring but not the main one every time. Okay, that is good. That is good, but I would like to see Layton get his intelligence and puzzle solving skills tested by many opponents. I feel that would be much more interesting, but I'm down, as they say, for a round 2 with Don Paolo here. It is our second encounter after all. I feel like that would be much more than appropriate. Think you can give me the sleep, eh? I catch you yet. Oh, wait for me, Inspector. Wow, look at the pair of them shake a leg. I didn't think they had it in them. I must say, I've never once suspected Don Paolo had been posing as Flora, and for so long. I just hope the real Flora is okay. We absolutely can't forget to pick her up in the way back to London. Of course we won't. But I'm sure Flora is having a grand old time playing with the cows. If I can be pretty honest, this is probably the final nail in the coffin in the one thing that I find a little bit disappointing about this adventure in particular, and that is that I wanted to see more of Flora as a member of the team. I feel like this is the final nail in the coffin when it comes to that, because I get the feeling that she's not gonna show up until the very end, or at least until when we get back, and that is honestly quite disappointing. Another thing I can't get out of my head is what Don Paolo said about Dr. Schrader. The way he was talking, it didn't sound like he killed Dr. Schrader. But if he didn't, who did? I think you're spot on there, Luke. Something else is responsible for the doctor's death. Right now, I'd say the Elysium box is the key to learning what that something is. Then it looks like we've reached a dead end. If only Don Paolo hadn't run off with it. Professor, look! It was just there? Look at that. Don Paolo must have dropped it when he was running away from Inspector Chelmy. So this is it, the Elysium box. At last, the box. Inside sleeps the key to unlocking my family's fortune. I beg your pardon, sir? Mr. Layton, I'm going to ask you to hand over that box now. As a son of the late Duke Herzen, I am the rightful owner of that box. This box belongs to the Herzens? You are the fearing boy? Inside this box is the key to cracking the secret of the Herzens' fortune. Seeing as how I share the bloodline, that box should pass on to my hands and no one else's. Oh my, that does change things. I suppose we'll have to... Mr. Beluga, listen to yourself. You're no more entitled to that box than I am, or any other person in this room for that matter. You listen here, reporter. This is none of your business, so I just suggest you keep your cake hole shut. No, I'm sorry. I won't stand by and watch you claim that box is your own. You know, we haven't talked much to Krantz, but the extremely confident way that he's talking to Mr. Beluga when he's been bossing and yelling at people all throughout the adventure makes me respect him quite a lot. Even if he looks like a freaking Dr. Seuss character, look at him! No chin. Negative game of chin. Super like zero chin. Like freaking inverted chin man. It's freaking Beaker from the Muppets. I can see the resemblance, but with a face. A lot of claims going on. That is true, friend Punch. You are correct. But we will get to the bottom of this after I have some water. Also, I would like to know how is the volume currently, because instead of lowering the game volume, I decided to increase the gain a little bit in my own microphone so I can be heard a little bit more loudly. Is it okay this way, or should I change something else? The balance is good right now. That is good to hear. Yeah, who wouldn't want to hear Yellow's smooth as hell voice? You should do ASMR, girl. That is a proposition that I've heard in the past. People being, let's say, taking a liking to the sounds of my voice, and that is something that I personally really appreciate. Besides, I've heard about you. You turned your back on this town and left on your own free will. In my book, your claim to the fortune was lost the day you walked out of All Sense. Oh, is that so? You got some nerve, you know that? If what Kran says is true, I'm afraid I can't hand this box over to you in good conscience, sir. Hey, Uncle. What do you say we give up on chasing this box? I'm sick of sneaking around all the time. Don't you dare tell me how to run my affairs, Samuel. I think you've forgotten who got you your job. I'd never even wanted to be a conductor in the first place. Plus, playing errand boy is getting old, man. It's more than a guy like me can take. Sammy Thunder wasn't born to work a 9-to-5 gig. Sammy Thunder was born to rock out. Judging from your personality, your likings, and your way of talking, definitely. I support Sammy's dreams of becoming a rock star. Bringing death thunder, and Sammy is in need of a thunder break from his uncle. Yellow, did you just do a mecha reference? Indeed, I have. Huh. I never, picture you as a fan of, the mecha genre. That's interesting. I am usually not, but I do respect the classics. Samuel, what are you babbling on about? Come back here at once. I'm sorry, Mr. Beluga, but I think I'll have to hold on to this box for the moment. So we found the box and stuff, right? So that's where the game should end, right? Like roll credits, now we have the box, whatever. I don't think it's gonna be that simple, Maggie. Fine, do what you want. I hope that awful box curses all of you twice over. Another mystery solved. Another mystery solved. So, it seems Don Paolo wasn't responsible for the doctor's death after all. Maybe it really was the Elysium box that killed him. Now the tutorial is over. Yeah, we're done with doing the 120th web strike. Now to find out just what the box is. Yes, it sounds like he was already on the floor by the time Don Paolo arrived on the scene. Perhaps you're right, Luke. The box could very well contain a lethal element that killed the doctor. Kinda like the Ark of the Covenant in Indiana Jones? Pretty much so. But without opening the box ourselves, how can we be sure? Surely you don't mean... I do, Luke. We must open the box. It's the only way. Please, just hold on a moment. Katya? Is there any way I can convince you to let me have the box? It's of vital importance. Before I do that, I must need to know more first. Why is this box so important to you? I'm sorry, it's not for me to say, but I must deliver that box to somebody important. I must. Who is this person? I can't tell you anymore, but once I'm done, I'm certain this awful curse will go away forever. The curse will end and everything will be over and done with it, and he'll... My dear, what is it that you're getting at? Help! Somebody! Anybody! Come quickly! Anyone else just got taken away to Herzen Castle. The vampire is going to suck his blood and then he'll steal his soul. Why did it have to be him? Why? That guy had a heart of gold. What? No! That's impossible! Wait, Katya, where are you running off to? She certainly left in a hurry. Maybe all that vampire talk scared her off. Do you know what she was talking about, Professor? I could barely follow what she was saying. I am as confused as you are, Luke. But after our discussion, I am doubly sure now that this box contains a greater secret. The path to understanding everything lies right before us. While potentially perilous, opening the box seems to be the only course of action left to us. Understood, Professor. Good. Then let's take this to our room so we can open the box away from prying eyes. The professor and Luke decided to head off to their hotel room. Don't you find it weird that it's been like half an hour and we haven't had a single puzzle just yet? I mean, this scene has been focusing mostly on the storytelling. Also, thank you very much, dear hamster. Thank you for the word, in Punch. I truly appreciate it. Thank you very much, Humberto.
Finally, the Elysian box.
Indeed, Luke.
Here we go.
Oh, God, look! No!
Hmm? Huh?
It's empty.
The box is empty! And we're still alive!
Then it would seem my theory was correct.
What do you mean, Professor?
Just two puzzles. We must head back into town and do a bit more asking around. I need to confirm my suspicions. Okay. And after all... Good evening, sirs. Please forgive my earlier outburst. That wasn't very professional of me. Not at all. Your testimony was incredibly helpful. Listening to you talk, I got the impression that you are all well versed in Harrison family history. Well, I suppose you could say that. When he was still alive, Duke Harrison often favored our fine hotel with his patronage. I have very warm memories of his kindness towards me even when I was just a lowly bellboy. Back when the Duke was still with us, the whole town buzzed with energy and activity. But once the mining stopped and the Duke passed away, Folsom's turned into a gloomy ghost town. Who was the Duke's successor? Did he even have any other children? As I recall, Mr. Beluga's brother inherited the Duke's title. That's really all I know about the situation, though I've heard our current Duke is quite young. At the vampire rumors, which I'm sure you've heard, and you know everything I do. Interesting. I wonder if we'll get to meet this said vampire. Hey, Sammy. Safe nest. If it isn't my main dudes, you're the only reason I didn't catch that bogus charge. To say thanks, I pulled some strings with the museum curator and I got him to open the place up for you. That is actually extremely useful. Thank you very much, Sammy. We were actually on our way to investigate the museum. It's not much, but maybe you'll find some righteous info there to help your case. Make sure to check it out. Thanks, Sam. I got pretty hairy back there for a little bit, didn't it? I still haven't got over discovering that Mr. Beluga is actually part of the Harrison family. Yeah, my uncle never really told me much about it at all. I just know he had some kind of big bust-up with his dad, the Duke, and decided to leave for good. He did talk a lot about the brother he left behind though. He had a real soft spot for the guy. But now it looks like the gnarly vampire is running around the castle. I hate to say it, but I doubt anyone survived that wicked scary monster movie on. The professor looked aside to visit Harrison Museum, knowing that this time it will be open. Okay, it seems like we have some folks in need of some tea. Hopefully they will not ask for smoky flavors, because that's pretty much the only ingredient that we're still missing. Let's start with the lady, maybe. Opal. What to do? What to do? You seem troubled, madam. May I be of any assistance to you? Yes, I'm quite troubled, and what's worse, I have no one with whom I can discuss the matter. Well, how would you like a hot cup of tea? If nothing else, it could bring a bit of cheer to your day. Well, I am tired of mulling over the issue, so I suppose I might as well take a break. I don't mean to sound picky, but please keep in mind that I have certain preferences. On a day like today, I do believe a nice, strong tea with a pinch of dream fluff is in order. Okay. Something with dream fluff. We have quite a few of them. But I do believe if we don't have it here, it's because we're still missing the smoky ingredient. If we don't have it in our list of cups, it's because we cannot make it. Everyone just likes their tea smoky, it seems. So, apologies, Opal, but we do not possess the ingredient that you're asking for. In the end, I suppose this is truly an issue I simply need to sort out on my own. We really need to find that ingredient. Honestly, I would skip on doing the tea stuff until we find that last ingredient. Hey, what's with the long face? It's not very grown-up of you to sulk like that. Honestly, I can't stand to see you looking like that, so here's a little puzzle my friend told me. Well, shit, 40 minutes in and we finally got a puzzle. That's incredible. I mean, we hit a very important moment story-wise. So, what puzzle number is this gonna be? 93. How old am I? Okay, the difference between mom's age and dad's age is the same as my age. Oh, and my big sister's twice my age, which happens to be 1/3 my mom's age. And one more thing, in 5 years I'll be my sister's age. How old am I? Look at this pretty family. Are you 5?
Consider this puzzle solved. And
Marvelous.
there we have it.
Hey, pretty good, Smarty Pants. So good, in fact, I think you deserve a reward. What kind of reward? The best kind, a story, so here goes. See, a long time ago, there was another family in town as rich as the Hersons, but one of the younger daughters got her heart broken by some boy and decided to leave town. It could just be a story somebody made up, but if it's real, that boy must have been a total loser. Okay. There are too many people in this town who prize gold and silver above items of real worth. In my opinion, the real treasure of Fonzas are those items that have witnessed a long history. Continue talking to people. Boy, you too sure. Oh, that is the only dialogue this man seems to have.
Oh, over here!
Thank you very much. No one in this town ever wants to hang out with me, so I'm always all by myself. What do you say? I know a pretty good game called Solve the Puzzle. Wanna play? 73. I mean, Solve the Puzzle is pretty much the name of this game right here that we're playing right now. And what game would that be? Professor Layton and the Diabolical Blocks? Oh, okay, sorry, I'm stupid. Okay. A number of identical cans are hanging from a tree. While all of the cans here might look empty, one of is actually filled with water. See if you can find it. When deducing your answer, ignore the weight of each string and stick. Okay. Okay. I'm assuming A, because to match its weight, we require cans B, C, and D, while E, F are the same weight as G, H. Why would this one require more weight to match it? So it's A.
This should do the trick. A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Marvelous. Oh, I knew that puzzle was gonna be too easy for you, but I'm just a kid, so what do you expect? I don't know any harder ones, but some grown-ups in town might. We need to talk to everyone. Oh. Speaking of saying the same dialogue. Oh, Vera. You need, as they say, to chill. She's an attractive lady, but that behavior is kind of on the inappropriate side of things, if I'm honest.
wonderful.
Perfect. And 106 denied tour 1. So, judging from the titles alone, these are all puzzles that will have sequels as we keep going. Okay. Lead denied on a chip around the board. Chess knights move 2 squares forwards and 1 square perpendicular on each turn. The initial direction can be up, down, left, or right. Move this knight around the entire board, landing on each square only once. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna only land... Okay. We need to make sure to cover the entire board with movements. This is simple enough. Except when you have 2 choices like this. No matter. It's still easy.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Marvelous.
Ha! Wonderful.
None of these gave us the smoky ingredient, so it must be in this chapter or we will find it later on, because we have completed every single puzzle thus far and we haven't found it yet. Hopefully it's in this chapter, because we have missed many opportunities to serve tea. We will have to talk to absolutely everyone. Look at you two, running around and around town like a dog chasing its own tail. Actually, watching you remind me of a fabulous puzzle. I know about a dog, listen up. Walking the dog. Huh. What a peculiar fluffer, as they say. Look at all that text. I sure can read it. Actually, no. 34 months, my dear companion. Glad to see you here, and thank you very much for your support. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic, dear Serval. Here's your grinning emoji. Plus, allow me to get out of the way so I can summon you, as usual. I was waiting for you to make your appearance after all. Hopefully you're doing well, dear Serval. But what's a detective assistant without the proper apparel? I was having lunch late. That is more than valid. Perfect. Now we can proceed with our adventure. A young girl takes her dog out for a walk with her dad. The girl starts to work with the dog on a leash 10 seconds before the dad starts. The second the dad steps out, the girl takes the dog off the leash and the dog runs over to the dad. Upon reaching him, the dog turns around and heads for the girl. The dog keeps doing this until the dad catches up with the girl. If the dog moves at 5 meters per second, the father at 2 meters per second, and the daughter at 1 meter per second, how far does the dog run by the time the dad catches up to his daughter? When a puzzle has so many words like this one, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, but pay attention to the numbers here. That's where the key is. Okay. That would be 50.
And now to test my theory.
Marvelous.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Oh, nice work, you two. You might run around like ducks, but you got it going on upstairs too, haven't you? If you both love running around so much, I won't stop you. Besides, it's fun to watch. And there it is. Finally. It took its sweet time, as they say, or smoky time. Let's try brewing. Pretty much the sky is the limit here now that we have the last ingredient. So let's start with a classic one, I guess. What if one of these, and of course the new ingredient. Right on, as they say. The subtle smokiness, that's what we needed. Perfect. I'm gonna assume all of the remaining recipes that we're missing are gonna use this ingredient that we just got. Now we are ready to brew some tea when necessary. That is a relief. But it's kinda strange that... Can you two repeated playthroughs? Because I get the feeling that we missed out on some of the tea opportunities because we didn't have all the ingredients available to us. All around town, people are falling ill with a disease that has no name. Some of the common folk have been saying that our town has fallen under a curse. And as the only son remaining to watch over Folsen's, I can't even think of leaving. The thought would be more disturbing were it not for her. As long as she's by my side, I have the strength to stay and protect this town. Perhaps post-game, that would make sense. So many... As you can see, Layton is quite fond of taking notes, which is good in cases like this. Allow me to save real quick. Same dialogue as before. Let's continue exploring.
Jackpot!
Thank you very much, Humberto. Yeah, we named him Humberto. this one. That kind of frees some space for these ones to move. Okay. Marvelous.
Consider this puzzle solved. A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
And that's the story how Yellow removed all the balls. Except for one. Ball water? Thank you for the water redeem. And the stretch. Really appreciate it. Good work, fellas. Here in Folsons, there are many people or much to do, so folks tend to fixate on their hobbies. After all, hobby sure beats sitting around staring at the wall. Believe me, I know. Who else could we talk to? How about Mr. Obsession 4? Vampires. You see the castle way off yonder? That's the vampire's lair. I see him up there swooshing around his fancy cape. He's gunning for me and anyone else Hmm. Wait. That was easy.
Consider this puzzle solved. A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Balls blasted. It is one way of describing it. Hey, you're pretty good at this. I don't want to see that talent wasted, so listen. I hear talk that vampire is living in Hersing Castle, attacks anyone who gets close. That's the word from some people who just barely escaped the castle with their lives. Pretty wild stuff, ain't it? Indeed. So that's why everyone in town starts shivering when we talk about forest. Yep, but here's the thing. So just mentioning the place makes people jump on their skin, right? But funny enough, I don't know a single person who hasn't made it back from there in one piece. Sure, they're all scared and some have wet trousers, but they're no worse for wear. That is odd. So what do you think is going on out there? Your guess is as good as mine. Everyone says they escape by the skin of their teeth, but I don't know about all that. It's this kid again. I never seen anybody go. Oh, it's the same zazzy response as before. Just getting it. Don't interrupt me, you fucking hamster. I was gonna say this kid needs a sandwich and a slap in the ass. God damn it. Humber to redeem. Oh my god. We're actually getting to the museum. I thought you were gonna come in that man's gigantic huge finger and chin and nose and shoes, but tiny legs. I'm used to it at this point. E.T. over here. My name's Gregorio and I love chess like mice love cheese. If you can solve this little chess puzzle I set up, I'll tell you what I know about Folsens. That sounds fair. Show me what you got. 107. Oh, another one like the previous one. Okay, we're doing all the puzzles that have sequels. Oh, this is a much larger board, I see. Same deal as before. 1, 2, 3. This time with many more options than before. This truly is the sequel. This is the order they are intended to be played on, not unlike the ball puzzles, in which we probably did the hardest one first for some reason. It just ended up working that way, as they say. Tasty water. Anyway. Let's try. Sometimes the balls start hard. That is quite the quote, my friend. 6, 7. Let's try 4 and 8 over here. Let's try the right side. This one down here. You need to think in advance the movements that you're gonna have to do later. there. We are almost squarely in the middle. That's when it gets dangerous. But sometimes it gets easier. You should notice that you're doing well when you have fewer and fewer spaces. As for this one, let's try right here. Here. And this should just give us a nice chain of movements in which we will complete the puzzle.
And now to test my theory. A
Marvelous.
true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
The description for the successful state of the puzzle is just well done. Now, what was I going to say? Oh yes, the Herzens. Way back when, Herzen Castle used to be quite this hotspot. Lavish balls will be held here. I'm just waiting for her to say it. I'm just waiting for her to say, I know she's gonna say it. Why don't you lavish these balls? It's funny because they said balls. Why I wouldn't give for things to go back to the way they were. Holy shit, is that Kevin Smith? I don't think so, that's Gringo. Thank you very much for the war reading. Welcome friends, I'm Gringo and I'm the curator of the Herzen Museum. We have an extensive collection of artifacts relating to the history of this town and the Herzen family. Somebody told me all about you two. I hope you find our resources helpful to your investigation. Please feel free to pursue the collection to your heart's content. Professor, take a look at this case of knickknacks. These appear to be common household items owned by the Herzen family. Some of them look positively ancient. Quite, the Herzen family clearly has a long and rich family history. Let's take a nice picture. I see you've taken quite an interest in that picture. And as you can see, Mr. Beluga has not changed his size in like 50 years or so. Still small as ever. Is this what I think it is? It's a photograph of the entire Herzen family who were responsible for Folsen's legendary wealth. The distinguished older gentleman on the left is Duke Herzen. His youngest son Frederick is in the middle, and his eldest son Anton is on the right. That Frederick, that's Mr. Belugas, the founder and owner of Military Express, is it not? Oh, you know him? Well, in addition to owning the railway, Frederick is a friend of mine and owner of this museum. It's a sad story really. He cut all ties to his father and left town 50 or so years ago. When he left, he took a small portion of the Herzen wealth and used it to start his railway. Yes, Frederick is quite a study in contradictions. He disliked his father enough to change his name, but he returned to Folsen's to found this museum. Did the feud extend to all the members of the Herzen family? No, Frederick and Anton were always quite close, but the relationship with their father was never the same after that fateful day. What day was that, sir? The day Duke Herson discovered the vein of gold that brought so much wealth to Folsons. He was a different man after that. Something changed him. Greed, perhaps? Well, yes, there was that. But there was something more than greed infesting his heart. What do you think that was? No, I think it's best if we end this chat here. It's not my place to speculate about what goes on in the hearts of other people. Of course. Tell me this though, if you can. Where is Anton now? That's a good question. I've heard rumors that he might still be living in that old castle. But I can't imagine anyone would live in a place so run down that people call it a vampire den. Now that I think about it, looking at him, that he kinda looks like a vampire cave, especially with the pointy bit on the lower part of the coats. It does look like a vampire cave. Gracious, look at how long we've been chatting. I think it's time for me to get back to work. Please look around for as long as you like. And since money can't solve all your problems, eh, Professor? Wait, let's see. This place is certainly full of stuff. Do you suppose this is a picture of the late Duke? I believe so, yes. The old Duke Herson died a while ago and left behind a massive fortune. If he's gone, who is this vampire the whole town's talking about? Sam mentioned that Mr. Beluga had an older brother here. I'd say he's likely the man at the heart of all this talk. But if he's Mr. Beluga's brother, he would have to be old and feeble by now. Oh, but then vampires don't age normally, do they? I couldn't possibly comment. So...
Found one!
Oh. Where exactly? I guess we're gonna have to go see this so-called vampire. These artifacts reveal the family's long history. Feel free to look around the museum if you think anything here might help you in your research. This book looks ancient. So this is the late Duke. Okay, it says floor 1. But there's... only the most valuable items are displayed here. That's one impressive statue. It must be of Duke Herson. This entire museum appears to be dedicated to celebrating his achievements, so I have to agree. But wait a second, I thought Mr. Beluga owned this place. Yes, I believe that's the case. Then he built this museum in honor of his father. Maybe he's not so bad after all. What else could be missing? Huh. A coin. Where was Humberto when we were investigating that?
Oh, over here!
Right there? There we go. But what else is there to interact with, I wonder? The ship only shows one direction and it's to the left. Which brings us back to... So this is the Lake Duke Herson. Something in her diary, perhaps? Oh, this wretched life of mine. The girl I loved and to whom I was betrothed has abandoned me and fled Folsom's. Did all that awful talk of curses scare her off? Or did she truly leave me to be with someone else she loves? Either way, her betrayal cuts me to the core. I trusted her, and now I'm lost. Where do I go from here? What's left for me?
Found one!
Same dialogue here. Maybe let's talk to our friend here. I am correct in believing that you wish to understand the secrets of the Elysium box? Yes, that's right. Would you happen to know anything about it? I am sure you already know that the Elysium box is a Harrison family heirloom. At Mr. Beluga's request, I have been researching the history of Folsens and the Harrison family. In doing so, I uncovered a secret in this town's history that reveals the truth behind the Elysium box. Intriguing. What is this secret you speak of? It's easy to ask that question when you don't know what you're getting into, Mr. Layton. But if you thirst for the truth and are ready to face it, you do well to visit the town mine. Many miners used to keep the little diaries down there to document their time below ground. If you can find one of those, you'll have a first-hand account of what transpired back then. Thank you for the advice. We'll have a look ourselves. Come, Luke, let's head to the mine. The professor and Luke decide to set out for the mine on the edge of town. Another puzzle. The name is Gregorio, and I love chess like cats love scratching up expensive furniture. We can converse if you want, but first you have to solve this chess puzzle of mine. Fair enough. So we're gonna do... This is probably gonna be King's Tour... Knight's Tour 3. Yes, it is. Even bigger than before. Okay, I'm gonna need some water before we partake on this puzzle mystery. that one, and this should be just a simple, healthy row of jumps.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Marvelous.
And there we have it.
That's quite the thinking cap you got there. I'm so impressed. I'm going to let you in on a secret no one else in town would spill in 100 years. A few years ago, an awful thing happened here in town. People in Folsons just started dropping like flies, like they all caught some mysterious illness. Did anyone discover the source of this strange malady? I wish I could say yes, but it's still a mystery to us. What I do recall is that many fled the town once word of the illness got around, but that's as much as I care to speak on the topic. You've solved all my puzzles. I'm tired. I'm getting back to my game. If I... No. The knight would take the queen. That won't do. He cannot solve his own puzzle. Let's keep going forward. Huh. New character, huh? See these sunglasses? They're my favorite pair, but no matter how I weapon, everything is still blurry. I can understand. From where I stand, these lenses look just fine. Perhaps the root of the problem isn't your glasses at all. Tell me, do your eyes feel strained? Now that you mentioned it, I suppose they do. Blow me down. Aren't you the fast thinker? If you can learn to relax, your eyes might feel a bit better. How about a cup of nice tea to that end? Tea, huh? Well, if it's no bother, I'll take you up on that offer. Something relaxing and, what the heck, a little spicy and earthy would be great. I'd be happy with your company if you fix me with something spicy and earthy. The initial light taste of this tea soon transforms into something spicy. Perfect for unwinding. Soothing in scent and mildly fruity in flavor. Definitely not. This mysterious blends melts sweet and mild notes with a fantastic spiciness. Special ingredients gets its unique flavor. Tea loved by women and children. It's refreshing sweetness and the secret of its popularity. No. Definitely not. I'm gonna assume it's this one. Now that's a good tea. A smile spreads across Ray's face. He seems restored and in high spirits. Oh, marvelous. The magic of having all the ingredients. Take your time, Serval. That's some spicy finish. I am loving it. And you know I think my eyes are feeling better. Thanks for the tea. It really helped me out. Oh, fuck. Not again. What's the matter now, sir? I can still see that stupid fog. Maybe the area in Folsom is just really polluted. That could be a possibility. And it seems like you also have a puzzle for us, Mr. Ray. But that doesn't mean I won't need to see what you're made of. Try this puzzle for our size. 87. Different suits. Okay. Below are 16 cards. There are 4 cards from each suit. Diamonds, clubs, spades and hearts. The cards are arranged in a 4x4 grid as shown below, and 4 cards have already been placed down. Arrange the remaining cards so that each vertical column, horizontal row, and diagonal line of 4 cards contains one of each from each suit. Touch a card to change its suit. So it's almost like card Sudoku in a way. Interesting. Here we're missing a heart, and here we're missing this one right here. Okay. You know, I had no idea that like card seppuku was a thing. Sudoku. That's what I said, seppuku. Oh wait, card seppuku it's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Where they like kill each other with the cards or whatever. Or maybe it's when you like commit, you end up bankrupt because you spend too much money in Pokemon cards. Will do. This must be the mine we heard about, Professor. Yes, and it appears to be sealed off. Just imagine it, look. They used to dig for gold here. There must have been a lot of gold down there if it had such a huge effect on the entire town. But if it brought so much wealth, why on earth would they ever close the mine down? That's a good question we might be able to answer if we can find some account of what transpired here. There's no sense in any more speculation. Let's venture in. Allow me to save so our progress is not lost.
Oh, over here!
Thank you, Humberto. And here we are.
Jackpot!
The mines. And already I am feeling a little bit unsafe personally. This door isn't going to open, Professor. Yes, it would seem we need to solve a puzzle first. Puzzle 79. The gear switch. Okay. The button that opens the door in front of you is buried deep within this machine, so you can't push it directly. However, by pulling the lever at the top to the left or right, you can move various gears and plates in the machine, allowing you to press the button at the bottom. In order to push the green button, should you pull the lever towards A or B? Okay. Okay, let's analyze this. It's B.
This should do the trick.
Marvelous.
Ha! Wonderful.
Yeah. You gotta pay attention to the rotation of each piece. Excellent. The door is open now. Let's proceed. Another puzzle. Look, there's something on the wall there. That's most certainly a puzzle. Let's take a closer look, shall we? 78? Why are they out of order? That's strange. Huh. A maze of doors. All of the doors in this maze below only open when pushed from one direction as shown. It is therefore impossible to pass through every room while going through the maze from the entrance to the exit. However, this feat would be possible if one of the doors could open in the opposite direction. Can you find and circle this door? For this one, it's just... You can just circle around it. Is it this one?
Let's see if this works.
Marvelous.
Piece of cake.
I finally solved it. Still, it's odd, Professor. Why would someone go through the trouble of placing a puzzle down there? Perhaps the miners made puzzles to pass the time between shifts down in the mine. That is definitely a possibility. An elevator.
Found one!
We'll need to use this lift if we are to head further into the mine, but it seems to be broken. How can we get it to run again? There's a circuit board over here. We should be able to use this to restore the power to the elevator. Let's see. Yes, follow the instructions on the circuit board, look. That should fix the problem. And now we get to... Oh! This is gonna be quite interesting. It's a sliding puzzle. Is this gonna be enough space? Wait. That's much better.
Here goes.
Marvelous.
That was almost too easy.
Good job. Not the hardest of sliding puzzles, if I'm honest. Oh, the lift is making noise. I think it's fixed. Excellent. I suppose our next move should be to head down. Before we do that, is there anything else here? Yes. Huh. Another strange door that requires opening, I see. What do you think, Luke? Could this safe hold some of the journals that Grinko mentioned? Well, we won't know until we open it. How do we open it? The lock is rather complicated. Let me see if I can decipher the code. Okay, the old safe. Find the 4-digit code that opens the safe. You can use the digits 0 to 5 in your answer, but each digit can only be used once. The small lights next to each row of digits are the key to finding the code. Okay. As they tell you how much in common that row has with the code. A white light indicates a digit that is in the code but in a different place in the sequence. An orange light indicates a digit that is in the code and in the correct spot. Touch the digits and at the bottom of the screen to change them. Then touch submit when you're ready to give your answer. Okay. White lights indicate that a digit is in the code but in a different place. Orange light indicates that a digit is in the code in the correct spot. Okay, that's how they change. Is it? I got it. There are some repeated numbers in the sequence. I think it's 0154.
And now to test my theory. And
Marvelous.
there we have it.
That was a tricky one. And just like that, we are in. Have a look at this, Professor. Ah, this looks like a miner's diary. This is just the thing we've been looking for, look. Perhaps it can shed some light on what transpired here. Let's see what it says. We dug up some funny mineral that I've never seen before here in the Duke's Gold deposit. He's sure the ore can be refined into some other kind of precious metal. Personally, I feel like there's something sinister about the stuff. Not that the Duke cares one bit. No, he'll have his way and we'll keep digging. I'd bet my life on that. Some other kind of precious metal? But I thought this was a gold mine. Ever since we unearthed that awful ore, people have been dropping like flies from some unknown illness. So it was the mineral that they dug out of there. There's so many sick people in town that half our miners have stopped coming to work. What in the world is going on there? Gosh, that's just terrible. So many people must have been sick. Folsom's time as a gleaming beacon of prosperity is at its end. This town is cursed and ruined. I suspect we're just days away from shutting down this awful mine for good. I'll leave this diary behind so that anyone who tries to reopen the mine may think twice about it. How odd. The date on this last entry is from just 50 years ago. But that can't be right. The mine was up and running until recently. Yes, or so we've been told. This has me thinking. Both this diary and Gringo suggest a connection between the Elysian box and the events in the mine. From what I can tell, all of this traces back to a single man, the Duke himself. Even if he himself is long gone, his castle may yet contain the answers to all of our questions. So, does that mean we have to visit that spooky castle for ourselves? Do you mean to tell me you're scared of the place? Of course not. A million vampires wouldn't scare me. Well said, Luke. If there's truly a vampire living in that castle, I'd very much like to make an acquaintance. Don't say things like that, Professor. If we meet one, I'm sure he'd eat us on the spot. The professor and Luke decide to venture out to Herson Castle. And with that, I believe we retrieved the records we came for. Let's take our leave now. But what's this? The lift is out of service. I say, this won't do. Oh, but look here, there's a set of buttons built into the wall. Surely one of these buttons will send the lift back up, but they are disconnected. Restarting the lift. Okay. The wires connecting the lift to the button controlling it have somehow been severed. However, if you can connect the negative and the positive wires on the top to the wires carrying the same charge below, you can fix the lift. To do this, draw the lines between sets of terminals. Draw 2 lines to connect each positive and negative terminal to its counterpart and get the lift running again. Okay. Interesting. So I can just... Okay. It seems like we're not far away from meeting this so-called vampire. Is it these two? And these two.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Marvelous.
And there we have it.
Simple enough. Lift is back in business. But it makes me question what happened to the lift. It was working a second ago. The buttons appear to be working. We should be able to leave the mine now. Let's get out of here. There's barely any Ever since she left, Father and I have been at each other's throats day and night. The mysterious disease plague in our town continues to drive people to flee their homes for a safer life elsewhere. If only she had stayed with me. I feel like I could have weathered the storm. I still ask myself why she left this town. If she truly loved me, then why she leave? My father fell ill from that sickness and has passed away. I also heard that many of the people who left Folsens have formed a village a safe distance from town. I imagine she lives there too now. I've decided to send her a letter. As Duke, I can't leave town, but I've entrusted my message with a man who is passing through town. Now, all I can do is wait for her reply. I get the feeling this is most definitely Mr. Beluga's brother, who's the Duke and in charge, and this is confused by this so-called vampire. I don't know how many days have passed waiting to hear back from her. It's been so long, in fact, that I can barely remember even sending that letter. Maybe she really doesn't love me. Maybe she's living in some other town happily married to another man. Maybe she's talking about Katia. Who knows? A lot of things to discover, of course. And it seems like our friend Humberto has quite the toys that he can play with right now. Go to Hersen Castle. Oh, Mr. Layton. What are you doing here? Now look, sir. If I may be so bold, what brings you to these parts? Well, to be blunt, sir, I've been doing a bit of spying on you for some time now. You've led quite the investigation, and it won't be long before it all snaps into focus for you. It is for that reason I feel I can no longer hide the truth of this place from you. What are you getting at, sir? You've seen my studio, all those pictures of the town there, those pictures I took. The ones in the station are my work as well. Those photographs have held my interest for quite some time now. As they should, Mr. Layton. Do you remember our last meeting in my shop? You pointed out certain strange phenomena occurring in the photos taken within Folsens. Yes, but just one curiosity among many we've seen in this town. It feels as though the whole of Folsens conspires to keep a secret hidden from us. Your feeling is right, sir. You see, Folsens is a cursed town. Cursed? To call it such might seem base, but I assure you, the town's past its very definition of the word. Perhaps the curse is a punishment we are meant to endure for the great mistakes of our past. But all nightmares eventually end, and I feel it won't be long now before we awaken. Huh? I encourage you to head to that castle in the distance and to meet with Duke Anton. Is this Anton the eldest son of the previous Duke? He is. Duke Anton has presided over Hersen Castle since his father's passing some time ago. I served the Hersen family until the day 50 years ago when I left it all behind and fled. I don't think Anton will ever forgive me. You see, he's a man who abhors betrayal above all else. What transpired 50 years ago? The answer to all your questions can be found at the castle. I urge you to head there. Perhaps a voice of reason like yours might persuade Duke Anton to listen. If you believe it will settle the matter, we will visit the castle at once. Yes, see with your own eyes what's become of this town. Perhaps then we'll finally reach the end of this dark tunnel we've been traveling through. Look, I believe our destination has become apparent. You know where we must go next, do you? The people we've talked to are scared to death of the vampire they say is living up on that castle. And that chat with the photographer only raises even more questions. Let's get there and get killed by the vampire, or maybe he will give us puzzles instead. That is probably what's gonna happen, dear Serval. Thank you very much for the water redeem. What on earth is going on in that castle? Almost overnight, the Herson family became incredibly wealthy when they discovered that same gold. Thank you very much for this stretch redeem as well, dear partner. I truly appreciate it. We can understand the story behind that. Our questions about the Elysian box will be answered. But how are we going to get into the castle, Professor? I don't think that this just... I don't think it's the kind of place we can just waltz into. Oh, but I want to say it's impossible by any means. What do you mean? The tracks we saw on the road to the castle were still very fresh. It would seem that this stagecoach is bringing something to the castle every day. We need only to follow it to find our way to the castle. Oh, of course, that stagecoach is our ticket in. Excellent deduction, look. Now, shall we get going? I'm ready to go whenever you are, Professor. Just lead the way. And with that, we solve another mystery. And...
Jackpot!
Oh. Thank you very much, Humberto. And with that, I think we're gonna call it a day for now. We are getting ready to visit this so-called vampire, and I am beyond curious to see what we'll find in there. Many more puzzles will be solved this time, just like today. And I thank you all very much for coming with me in this adventure once more, and I truly hope to see you in the next one, dear friends. A lot was done today. Thank you, Yellow. It's always fun. It's always a pleasure, my friends. It's been a pleasure to stream for you all, and it was a pleasure to be here with all of you today. I truly hope you have a fantastic, a marvelous rest of your Friday and your weekend, and I will see you next week, everybody. Thank you to the patrons for their continuous support of the show, and I will see you, Space Cowboy. Bang.
I was cooling in the motel for a minute. Loved ones that I won't tell how I'm living. Now I'm in the woods, trailer park, staying hidden. In the rap game, slashing through a million minions. IRL is lame cause I'm broke in Virginia. Surrounded by the slimy cold-blooded, they amphibians. I ain't dark as I was, hit the amphibians. Pulled a beam katana out, then the slaughterhouse. I was hired cause you talking loud, starting drama now. I got fired cause I understood what they talking about. So I fight them cause I understand all they trauma now. In the woods, smoking on some woods, game me feeling good, but it's great. Can escape my fate, would it if I could? On some LBs, for these LBs I had to hustle. Desperately trying to find paradise through this desperate struggle. Want to kill and be killed, it's the way that I'm living. Throw my life away, but I had to hide my feelings. Trying to stack LBs straight to the ceiling.